Experts pandemic warning also on the front page of the Herald Sun tomorrow. Fractures in the nation's COVID research defences could leave Australia unable to cope with another pandemic surge. Our foremost expert says this is the Doherty Institute's head, Sharon Lewin. She said Australia's preparedness was falling behind other areas of the world. People will get cross with this.
Yeah.
People will say, stop the doom. I reckon the comments under this online will be, go away, we're doing the best we can. I don't know, that's a guess. Our public health response is state-driven. She's right here. It's state-driven. It's fragmented the response. I think we need to address that, she said, after being honoured for her work leading the initial global response to the pandemic during 2020. We are seeing states handle things differently. For instance, people 30 and over can get a Pfizer jab in Western Australia where you can't in other states. That's just one tiny example.
Yeah, well, of course, Mark McGowan in WA has made a point of doing quite a few things differently, including the borders.
Yeah, including telling us that the COVID Safe WA app would only be kept for 28 days and only used for medical tracking and tracing, and now we find the police have been using it, so there's that too. Paige, what we've learned in the pandemic though is that people like their states. They like to be separate and different.
I found elements of that a bit unsettling, to be perfectly candid. I don't think it's done much for our sense of collegiality. I do understand people are frightened, and that brings out the pull up the drawbridge instincts. And sometimes there are good reasons for that. I think the use of the Biodiversity Act to close down Aboriginal communities was a very smart use of that law. But I also just don't think it's been particularly helpful for, the way we get along, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that if the last time Perth had an outbreak, people from Perth were treated like pariahs in the southwest of the state.
Oh, there were signs put up, don't come back, next time don't bother. But so we do that, it's got a ripple effect. People say, well, hang on, Australia did that. You're an island, we've said you can't come in. The states have done it. And then people in Melbourne tell me that the regions did it too.
Yeah.
So I think we've learned that we're not full of compassion. I think we've learned we're full of selfishness. There you go. Hey, what about this one? Respect for old fogies. It's time to ditch phrases such as old dear old fogey and silly old bugger. What a shame, because I know a few silly old buggers. They've been telling me to get the AstraZeneca jab.